excellent direction in this. So I am first sharing here in the meet. So like, can you check if it's working fine? Everything.
Okay. Hello, hello, hello everyone to our first session of Besides Noida on IoT firmware analysis by Infosec speaker Mr. Vimels Sir. He's a security analyst in Envolin Health International and a bug hunter. He's a chapter lead of OWEST Ahmedabad and organized various events. Now, not taking so much time of our guys, I like to hand over to Mr. Vismit Sir. Sir, please start.
Thanks, Jyoti. Hello, everyone. So let's start. So before starting, just to start with some of the examples. So a robot security guard at a Stanford shopping center in Silicon Valley knocked down a toddler. Fortunately, the child was not seriously hurt. A Chinese-made robot had an accident at a tag trade fair, smashing a glass window and injuring someone standing nearby. In 2007, a robot cannon killed 9 soldiers and seriously injured 14 others during a shooting exercise. Due to a malfunction, robotic surgery has been linked to 144 deaths in the US via recent studies. So yeah, when we are talking about IoTs, like it's really great. Like we are like damn cool. Like okay, having a smart gadgets, smart watches, smart cams in home, and we are like showing up to the friends like, okay, we bought this thing, we bought that thing. But like obviously, if you buy a cheap product or like a smart pen, like I think hardly you will get in like 300 to 400 bucks right now. So obviously. There is no security in that. Obviously you have to compromise with the security, because I think it's really hard like to implement security in such things, like when we are talking about a smart bulb. So obviously you can't place a passcode over there or something like that. So obviously it will like when it's come to the pairing and everything. So obviously it's like a like in most of the cases, like it's hard coded username and password in your firmware. So like our main goal today is like to check out like, okay, the basic analyzing of firmware. So let's start. So who am I? My name is Mr.Vismit Rakhecha. My handling is drug. I am SSCP, I am CHFI, CCI Security, currently working as an Ironman at Evolent Health International. I'm chapter lead of Apps Ahmedabad. I'm bug hunter. I'm SIT member. And yep, I love to travel a lot. So you can say a travel hippie. So yep, thanks Dalai Lama, my mom and dad, besides Team Noida, and obviously my wife. I have to include her. So yeah, that's our topic, firmware, analyze the basic approach. So before starting, what is firmware? So firmware is the data that is stored in hardware devices, mostly in like read-only memory, that provide instruction on how the device should operate. Unlike like our normal softwares, firmware can't be changed or deleted by and without the aid of a special program, and remains on the device whether or not it's turned on or off. So basically that is firmware. So firstly, I want to cover that. So where is it available? Like how you can find out like or gather like the firmware for a device when you are analyzing it. So there are like lots of methods for that. So you can directly contact to the developing team or a manufacturer or a vendor or a client, like, okay, just give me your firmware. Like mostly it's available on their website also. So you can go to their website. You can use Google Docs. Yep, I think that's the best way. Most of the hackers right now doing that only. We can do MITM on the device communication during updates. It's really a best method, but yeah, it requires lots of skills to do that. We can extract directly from the hardware using UART or JTAG ports, mostly known as like for UART. Like it's easy to use that like for firmware extraction and all. It's mostly known as like a debugging port. We can dump firmware from bootloader. We can use U-boot or a flashing storage network via TFTP. Removing the flash chip SIP, that is the best option. You can use data extraction from there also. But I think for all these things you require like lots of skills, and yep, I think in our coming session we'll try to cover that also. So why firmware testing? Because firmware, I think, is, as you know, like is like a main thing whenever you buy a hardware or a IoT device or whatever device. So it's like the main thing which runs that or operates that particular hardware. Like if I bought a smartwatch, so obviously there is a firmware that gives like, okay, I walked that much and this is the temperature, and my friend called me or something like that. So everything like it's totally defined in the firmware. So whenever we are doing a firmware testing, so we are mostly like looking for file information, string use. Is there any hardware? Is there any hard-coded credential stored in that particular firmware? API keys, is there sensitive URLs? Private certification. So there are like lots of information and juicy information present in the hardware if it's not properly encrypted. So it's in the like double quote. So as I already discussed, like we will get file information, strings, and everything. So before that, I want to discuss like more things on that. Okay, so let's coming to the point. Like, okay, the common reversing steps if I'm doing a firmware analysis, so that is like information gathering, acquire the firmware, extract it, analyze it, or modified it, and just like repackage it. So most of the common architecture, okay, used in like firmware is MIPS, that is microprocessor without interlocked pipeline. This architecture is mainly used in routers, your PlayStations, and the other is ARM, that is Advanced RISC machine. This architecture is used for mainly mobile, your SOC, that is system on chips, radios, and these types of things, these types of hardwares. So, and yeah, now talking about root files. Yeah. So root files, like most of the architecture of your firmware is required, like it contains bin, boot, dev, etc, home, media, sbin, temp, user, var, proc. So these are like the common root files, root directories that are available over there. One more thing I want to discuss over here, like file systems. So the common file system that is mainly used in firmware, that is SquashFS, JFFS, JFFS2, CPIO. So these are like commonly used file system. Mostly your firmware they are using is SquashFS. So yeah, this is a thing. So without wasting time, I don't want to waste your time on this nice Sunday. Okay, so let's start the demo time. So this is the best thing. You can go. I will share the URL, and if you want to gather information from that, so yeah, Synopsys is a good tool where you will get like the architecture information and like information about the firmware which you are testing. So I just select right now from here that is pre-built. My system is too slow. Okay, we will come to later on. If you just click on it, it will gives you all the information about that particular project. So you will get like, okay, the structure and everything over here. And the best thing if you want to practice it out, so there is a damn good site known as firmware.center. So you can download like firmware directly from here. So you can select like whether it's a D-Link or a TP-Link, STC, whatever firmware you want to download. So you can directly download from here. Let's test this. Yeah. So yep, it uses language C, C++. This is the license. The last analyzed line of the code to be analyzed. So everything, like most of the details are here. And if you want to, you can use, if you want to download a firmware, you can use that as the best option, like firmware.center. Or if you want to test, like there is a damn good, damn vulnerable framework is also available. DVRF, so you can use that also. It's like a vulnerable framework, so you will get all the bugs in that, and it's like the best thing to practice on. Okay, so I already downloaded a firmware, so let's start with it. So the first thing I will use is like, that is again a pre-installed tool in your Linux box, and going to downloads. So I downloaded this firmware. Enter. Oh, okay, I have to rename it. Strings. Uh, he is in Sunday mode, I think. Enter. So you will get all the strings using that particular bin file. Oh, there are lots. So if you want like a number, you can use. So I want like a string up to like 6 letters. So you will get up to like 6 letters. If you want, you can use like 10 letters. It will give all the string up to 10 letters. So all the 10 letters you will get. You can use one more thing, like file. So it will gives you most of the information regarding that particular firmware which we downloaded. So it's like TP-Link technology, that is the version, that is the byte. So like most of the things you will get over here. So it's like a type of, like you can say, a wrap on that particular thing. the firmware which we downloaded, and we are just trying to find out a basic information like what we get over here. So we get strings, we get what is the version of that particular firmware, what is the byte of it. So basic things we will get. Now we are using Binwalk. That is again good tool to use. Binwalk is mostly used for like extraction purpose. So we will extract, okay, whatever. So what I'm doing, I'm just copy pasting that firmware to oh, it's already there. Good. So I'm using Binwalk for extraction. I'm using it also for decoration. Oh, I can directly shit. That's not taking. Binwalk, VM, header. It'll take a few minutes. So we'll get lots of information over here as we already discussed. Okay, it's done. So some of the details. Yep. Labeling firmware header. We will get a header over here. And we discussed that thing. Squash up. So it uses squash fs algorithm to compress that particular file. Okay, so let's check it out. So here it is. Minus. Okay, so we'll get all the information over here. So let's go to the folder. Yes. So as we already discussed, like the root file structure, so you can see when there BTC lib Linux RC mint proc root has been, so everything is here. So now what we can use like 2 or 3 things over here. The first is the manual approach, so you can go to each folder and you will check out like each and every file from here. And one more thing, like if you want to find it out, share that also with you. So you can use hexdump also to check. That is for SQFS check. So you can check from this also. Oh, sorry. Let me share that also. So if that particular firmware is using SQFS file structure, so it will say over here like, okay, it's using squash fs file structure. Taking a bit time. So it will say, I don't know why it's not working over here. No such file. So it will show over here without wasting time. So we are using a damn good tool from Walker. I think it will give you all the information, just information in like few minutes. So let's check it out. So from Walker tests, and I'm just using. Okay. Okay. So it's running. It's give you all like the what you find admin, root, password. Okay, so it's done. So you can check out like the URLs mentioned in that firmware, IP addresses, tokens, secrets. Plus point, it will make a text file over here, so we can directly check on that. So this is our text file with all the information that is displayed over here. So the config file, the DB file, that is thumbs DB. Yeah, nothing interesting. Admins, root, lots of information. Passwords, SSL private key. So yeah, let's check out the root thing. Okay, so let's check out. Go check out the path. Square shuffles, root, etc, and group. Let's check out. Let's see. There are lots of files like we'll check it out. So let's go one by one. Post config, there is nothing defined. Services, you can check all the services over here. These are the mentioned services. Obviously, it's a router firmware, so it requires lots of services to run it. Check out more. Root. There is nothing in the root. Then, so these are the file, your login files, mount, busybox. So I already did that, so I'm just without wasting time. So I'm jumping to one of the best file over here. Once your root, open the file like this. So let's check out this thing. Slash root slash etc slash shadow. Here is the shadow file. Let's open it. You can see there is the username root and this is the password. You can hash. So there are two options. Like I think most of the people we know like how to crack a hash. So you can use John the Ripper. Johnny is there. It's already I mentioned. So yeah, but it is bit time taking. So I can show you, and I will tell you the password is SOHO admin. I already did that. Other thing you can do is you can simply Google it. I think you will get few things on Google. So we Google it. So you can check out like few links you can find over here. There is one crack stations also. I think you can check in that also. Station. It's like lots of ways like to crack that particular hash. So I think as per your convenience, you can use whatever you like. Oh, it's in Russian. You can use crack station, but I already told you like the password is SOHO. So like it's like a simple example. Like it's there is a hard coded password in that. So and I think you can even see like there are lots of things also. What's a password like defined? There are lots of like telnet service you can check, secrets you can check. So there are lots of like juicy information is already present. I think check the URLs also. Yeah, IP address, predefined IP addresses are there. Some URLs also there. So you will get like lots of juicy information. So if you are using a hardware and if you didn't check like because most of the companies like if you are purchasing a not so costly IoT device, so I think the company they are don't believe like to secure that particular thing because I think you can check in your news or whatever you heard like lots of time like the cam is open even your smart lights like one can easily uh, hack it. I mean, not exactly hack it, but yeah, one can easily like unauthorizedly paired it, and they can change the light. They can get like lots of information from there. So yeah, that is the information. Sorry, that is the issue when we are using IoT devices or like low cost IoT devices. So I think yeah, company they are like hardly believe like to put a security over there. Yeah. So that's the thing. Yep. So coming to the next part. Yeah. One more thing is there, like you can online test your firmware, okay. But the issue is that there is a damn good site, firmware.re, but it's not that reliable. So sometimes like you have to wait like for 3 to 4 hours. So it's like depend on that website whether it's running fine or not. So you have to just damn easy. You have to just like upload a file, simply drag and drop over here. Don't wait too much. So where is my simple drag and drop. It will upload that particular firmware. As I told you, this site is really bad. Yeah, sometimes you can use it, like if you're in a hurry and you just want to show something to your, yeah. So it will upload the whole firmware over here, and then it will analyze it. And yeah, I think they are discussing that. I just want to show that also. I think the file one is not working. Hexdump, yeah. Hexdump. Let's see. So I can see. Let's try with some other firmware I'm having. Just want to show that also. I'm having this one. Let's check with this. Great. Yeah, so you can see that was not working on that, but yeah, you can see like okay, this particular firmware is using SQFS, as we already discussed, file system. So you can like get that information also from here. So we checked out like so we check out like tools file speeded, the strings, Benwalk, and Walker, and Hexdump. You can directly chat with Grip also. Grip. And let's get Talent. This tool also you can use that to get more information. What is the so if a talent is there in that particular firmware, so you can use that also. So see, you will get like lots of information from grep command also. That is the best thing you can use. So that's all like I want to show you like a basic approach of a firmware, how you can do it, what is it, and so these are the reference like if you want, and if you have any query you can contact me. So thank you guys. So this is my contact information. If you have any if you want any help like doing IoT VAPT or any other thing, you can just directly buzz me up. And yeah, the question of the day is like list down any 3 tools we used in this session. That's it. Over to you, Jyoti.
Thank you.
Any question, just let me know.
If anyone has any questions about anything. Thank you, sir, for your valuable information with us, and we have learned a lot from your session. I hope we can do more session in future also.
Sure, anytime. Thanks, team. Besides Noida, thanks everyone, Abhisar and all. Thanks everyone.
Thank you everyone for joining with us for more videos, for more sessions like मैं subscribe वगैरह के बोल रही थी.
How was this session, guys?